Welcome to Decker Tech. Today's deck is No Thank You. This deck is all about Croxa and other sorts of forms of hand hate. We're just trying to keep our opponent off their plan while pinging them with the incidental damage of early aggression and the Croxa type effects where whenever they discard, like force them to discard, and if they don't discard a non-land, then they take les dommages. We also have stuff like Stormfist Crusader to get in Spectacle. There's you see a lot of Spectacle in this deck. So turn 2, turn 3 we can light up the stage, maybe play another 2-mana spell, and then turn 4 Rankle. So very keepable. We got a colors, we have an early play. We don't have a 1-mana play because we do have some Knight of the Ebon Legions in here, but Stormfist Crusader will do just fine as our first play. Opponent on some sort of mid to late game deck, so gonna have to be careful about playing into a board wipe. And as we fuel their hands, it's going to be more and more likely that they can counterspell us or board wipe us until we get our hand hate. So we need to find some hand hate sooner rather than later. I think what we do is attack in first and then light up the stage, so that they're less likely to counterspell the stage. Or, better yet, we could just Agonizing Remorse right off the bat. I think I like that. So this forces any sort of quench if they got it, and then we have a light up the stage. Okay. Narset could be their next turn. We do draw cards with Stormfist, so I could see that as a big reason to get rid of that. Elspeth Conquers Death will just be annoying when it happens. And we'll light up the stage. Okay. This does not hit Brazen Borrower, but it is a duress of sorts. So I'm tempted to just play the Elspeth's Nightmare next turn. So this turn, if we play Elspeth's Nightmare, then we destroy nothing. They flash in their Brazen Borrower, they go to 4 mana. They can't play Elspeth Conquers Death. Their Brazen Borrower blocks Rankle, so Rankle's not really the play, so it's whether we want the Stormfist Crusader and Croxa or the Elspeth's Nightmare. Like I said, I'm leaning towards a Nightmare just because it gets a duress next turn, and we're not likely to hit anything with it, so it's just really slow duress. I think that's okay. We are going to start taking some damage in the air soon, so that is something to consider. He did not flash in the Brazen Borrower. That seems like a misplay on his part. Okay, now we get the duress effect to kind of hate their hand. So they got another Brazen Borrower, check. So we could try to Remorse the Borrower, which he could bounce the Nightmare in response. So I think it's just Croxa and Stormfist. Now, unfortunately, he does get a lot of damage on us in the air. And we did play the Stormfist into basically this Remorse happening next turn. So if I play the Rankle, he bounces the Rankle, or he and bounces in the Borrower. So what do we do? What do we do? Drillbit first. Force the issue with the Brazen Borrower. Problem is he's swinging in for 6 damage next turn with all this. So these Borrowers are actually doing a lot of damage to us. Okay. If we Remorse, he might probably still play the Borrower, so what we're going to do is we're going to swing with the Crusader first. See if he bounces it. And do we think his last card is anything useful? I don't know. Light of the stage, see what we got first. Do we think that last card of his is Drillbit worthy is the question. So I think we play Wrinkle as a blocker at this point. And just say go. Problem is that Drillbit we won't have a Stormfist Crusader to do the Drillbit. Or we could Croxa. The question is, do we think that last card is Drillbit worthy? Odds of him having another bouncer low, but he might have an Elspeth Conquers Death. So I think we just... let's play the Croxa. The reason we're playing the Croxa versus our other options is because he's starting 3 damage on us every turn. And we need to put a little more pressure on him, and this is the biggest pressure we have. The problem is he has 2 unknown cards. If one of those is like an Elspeth Conquers Death, then this was not the right play. But you never know with what he's got. Okay, Shadow the Sky. It wasn't a wrong play. That's okay with me. Still 1 unknown card. We can hit that with a Davriel just fine. Swing in with a Rankle. So I think we Rankle and then Davriel. We could Drillbit, but I don't think that does us much good. We could Rankle and then Drillbit. I think that maybe that's a good way to do it. Rankle, Drillbit, and Stormfist Crusader. Yeah, that seems good. Stormfist. Yeah, we got the right manas for this. Okay. Rankle comes down, swings in. We do the whole discard and draw. And what do we discard? We discard the Agonizing Remorse. Then I could Stormfist, or I could Drillbit. Davriel represents a little more damage. We're gonna lose the Drillbit because it could be land, and I'd rather just hit it. Yeah. So if we Drillbit, we would just have 2 less damage on him right now. So we're just trying to consistently get this damage on and put the pressure up. How close are we to another Croxa? We're still pretty far from a Croxa, but we do have a Light of the Stage next turn after... the problem is Rankle's going to get blocked, so we might have to just pay 3 mana for Light of the Stage. Ooh, but we do have a Bedevil. That's good for us. So 1, 2, 3, yep. So first make them... no, discard after we attack. And if he flashes in a blocker... okay, you're still going to draw a card here, dude. So we're going to leave up the mana for the Bedevil. We don't need the Mountain, I don't think, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have plenty enough, so we can just discard the Mountain. Where we will make him now discard a card.
I do not miss this violence. A mind is a terrific thing to waste.
Need the mana for Bedevil. 1, 2, 3 for Bedevil, 1, 2, 3 for Mayhem Devil, and 1 for Light Up the Stage, sure. This way, if we get a land, we can do it. And when we go to our end step, we're going to have to make sure that we actually hold priority. Spectacle cost, yes please. So now that we go to our end turn, and he flashes in the creature, we still have full control, so it resolves, and then we bedevil it. Because the game sometimes won't let us have priority after they cast a spell during our end step. Okay. Opponent has one card to work with. Unfortunately, it's a really good one. But we should have enough to now Croxa and kill it. Because he has no cards to discard and he takes 3 damage. So, game 1, Croxa succeeds. Yippee. Now, things for our opponent. Duress, sure. Legion's End, no. Shocks can hit the Brazen Borrowers, which was one of the harder things we found. I think the opponent gaining life, so they will bring in their Archons, which might get out of hand. I don't know if the Tybalt's the right play for that, because we could always just bedevil the Archons. Elspeth's Nightmare is just a really slow Duress. We're basically turning Elspeth's Nightmare into Duress, so that's good for us. Rampage can get those early 3-mana Planeswalkers pretty well. Can't really get the... By the time he plays the Archon... Oh, it does get rid of Dream Trawler, so I think that can stay. I don't know if the Spawn of Mayhem is the right call when he's got board wipes, because it is just a little, like, you saw what happened this last game. We played it out, it did nothing. I think we can get rid of the spawns. I think we have enough pressure with the Rankles, the Davriels, the Croxas, the Knights of the Ebon Legion. Just get some early presence. One more card to go down. We like the Remorses, we like the Duresses, we like the Bedevils. Artifact, creature, or Planeswalker. Yep, that's all good stuff for us. So whether we want to Bedevil or Eat to Extinction, I guess is the question. They don't really have any artifacts we need to kill, and Eat to Extinction gives us a Surveil option. They're both instant speed. Bedevil's a little lower on the mana cost. So one more card to ditch, and we got about 10 seconds on it. We'll go down one Remorse. I really like Remorse. We'll go down one Ebon Legion. And 9 seconds left on the clock. I don't know if we actually kept our sideboard. We've had a 10-second game on the clock once where we didn't get to keep it, so hopefully I didn't bugger that by taking too long, because we do want to trade for Duress is good. We have Duress. We don't have 2 mana. Odds of us getting a 2nd mana on turn 2. So we have, what, 20... I think only 24 lands. So about a 40% and then a 40%. So 60-60. We had a 30% chance of not hitting our 2nd land on turn 2. So unfortunately that might be a mulligan. It looks very tempting though, because if we get a 2nd land, but if we don't get it, if we get a 2nd land and it's not red, then none of this happens. So yeah, whew, why was I even thinking about that? Keep 6. Turn 1 play, turn 2 play, light up the stage. I don't know if I like the Davriel or the Agonizing Remorse more at this point. The Davriel's pretty sweet, but unfortunately I think it's got to go. We've got to make sure we hit that board wipe with Agonizing Remorse ASAP. Now, do we turn to Stormfist Crusader? Probably. And then we can light up the stage and Remorse the turn after. Because we could attack and light up the stage right now, but I think I'm fine just waiting for the turn after that. Okay, we're We're fine bringing in the anti-life gain because Birth of Meletus, Dream Trawler, the Archon of whatever, those are all ways that our opponent can gain life. Now if he plays Narset, not Narset, yeah, is it Narset? Yeah. Okay, so first off, Light of the Stage or Drillbit. Light of the Stage will get countered. Problem is we only have red manas at this point. Okay. Another source of life gain for them. Looking for black mana. That is not black mana. Okay, so we even have a small amount of... Like, we have more black mana than red mana in our deck, and the fact that we have 3 mountains is a very bad sign for us. Might have to trade one of the mountains in for another temple at this point, because we do need, for Kroxa, we need, like, a lot of our cards require red, but as you can tell, a lot of our cards just require a lot of black, too. Okay, there's a second black source, so Remorse. Okay, Dream Trawlers and Gusts galore. Goodness gracious. Exile target creature or planeswalker that's black or red. Check. Well, Dream Trawlers will be a thing eventually. The Omen represents him filtering his hand. We could get rid of both Aether Gusts. This is a lot of power he's got going on here. So unfortunately it might have to be double Dream Trawler, but I don't like that plan. Omen of the Sea gets him to his lands faster. We don't have an answer for Dream Trawler right now, so we'll just get the Dream Trawler. Probably play the Kroxa just because it's in the Exile right now. And if he Aether Gusts it, that's fine. We might put it on top. Do we want it? Sure. Okay, so he is just digging for those lands. We're going to Agonizing Remorse next turn to get rid of the last Dream Trawler because we just can't, we don't have an answer for it yet. He put 2 on top, so that means either a counterspell or otherwise maybe Kroxa wasn't the right play. Maybe we play Kroxa first because he knows about it and then go from there. Okay, he's still got mana for an Absorb, so I think we play the Kroxa, try to bait out the counter spell so we can Remorse the Dream Trawler, because he might have an Absorb in the top, like on his hand right there. At least one of those is going to be a land for sure. Okay, Kroxa first. If he's smart, he shouldn't care about it. Perfect. Nailed it! Goodbye, Dream Trawler. Just gotta appropriately play the mind game sometimes. Okay, he's got to dig for another threat. In the meantime, Shatter the Sky. If we play a Kroxa, that should be okay. We don't want to play the other 2 into it. Problem is we don't have enough for Kroxa yet. So like I said, the problem is if we play Rankle, he's going to Shatter the Sky next turn and 2 for 1 us. But if we don't play Rankle, like, nothing good happens anyway, so... I think of the lands we have, the Blood Crypt, I mean the Mountain's the one we have the least issue with. Okay. Castle Lochthwain is probably one of the better ones we have here. We will probably have to double Stormfist Crusader just to bait out the board wipe. And then the turn after that is going to be Kroxa. Problem is we don't have much card draw left if he board wipes this double Stormfist. We're looking for more of our good spectacle value cards right now. Okay, Archon. That's one of those lifelink things we're talking about. He has enough up for a Aether Gust, it looks like. Okay. Always start with some look at the hand, see what's going on. Double Shatters, Elspeth, and an Omen. The Omen represents a creature right now. The Elspeth represents an answer to Kroxa that's not Shatter. Shattering kills his own creatures. So at this point, if he shatters and we have a Kroxa in play, I think we're okay with it. So Elspeth Conquers Death it is. He still has an Aether Gust up though. So if we get rid of the Aether Gust, then he does the Elspeth Conquers Death on our Titan. So it's got to be Elspeth. Question is, what else do we do? We like the castle. So if we do Kroxa, he Aether Gusts it. Or if he doesn't, he board wipes, but that seems silly. Board wipe is 3, 4. We need to force the issue on the Kroxas, I think. Do we put it on top? Probably not. Sorry, the new deck, you gotta kind of figure out all the stuff going on here. Gets rid of a Shadow of the Sky probably because the Omen represents some good stuff for him right now. Now we could swing in with a Stormfist Crusader. We're going to lose the Stormfist Crusader to a double block, so no attacks yet. We need to find a way to get rid of that Archon. Forcing him to Shadow the Sky is one way to do that. So playing Kroxa next turn would be a good way to force the issue. Really want one of our can't gain life options for him. One of our Tybalts. So if we had swung in last turn, no, we wouldn't have had enough in our graveyard. So he can flash in an Omen that puts him to 5 life. We just don't have, we ran out of gas here. We could draw a card if we ditched our hand enough, or we can't ditch our hand enough. Okay, so it swingsies, insies. Wish we had more Tybalts. Should have maybe brought in more the single target removal, because this Archon is killing us. And we're not forcing him to board wipe because we can't get a Kroxa to resolve, and we can't play another Kroxa because we ran out of graveyard. And we kind of had a force issue last turn with Kroxa anyway, so I don't know. It is what it is. Okay. Got 4 mana still, dude. Not enough to activate the castle. So he's not going to pressure our life total. At least not as hard as he could. It's weird that the game defaulted that in a weird direction. Okay. Just play out all of our threats as best we can.
Make this quick. Ugh, this is the worst. Empty.
Do. This was the game that he went first, so we're kind of okay with it results so far. So if we play an untapped land, then we could still castle Lochthwain for a little bit of cost at life. So 3 damage. So if he puts us above 4, if he doesn't put us at 4 or less, I mean if he doesn't do 4 damage to us, yeah, that's our planeswalker over there. Yeah. Okay, I think we go to draw a card. A couple turns too late on that bedevil. Yeah. Okay, so we got a bunch of bedevils. We can tap down his Dream Trawler on his turn. So 6 mana, 3 open. So we can activate the Knight of the Ebon Legion to force the Death Touch issue. We're not going to swing in with the Stormfist Crusader. Now if we play both the bedevils, we have enough in our graveyard to do Kroxa, but that's just not going to be... we won't have enough mana at that point. So that was the thing. Oh, it's only 5 other? We would have had enough. Never mind. We could have played a Kroxa. I didn't math right. Okay, the way the auto tapper went, we have to play black mana next. And we have to do stuff on his upkeep before he draws. Do 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 do. Okay. See if he's got something for this. Now we should have killed the Archon on. Okay. So should have killed the Archon on our turn. He still would have protected the Dream Trawler this time. But he wouldn't, like, to protect his Dream Trawler. That was a misplay. We could have had another turn. Because what I could have done is blown up the Archon on our turn, which means counterspelling it. No, he could have just counterspelled the one that went to the Dream Trawler. So that doesn't make a difference. So more single target removal, I think, just for the Archons. Although Scorching Dragonfire hits it as well, and it's cheaper. Scorching Dragonfire does not threaten the Dream Trawlers, though. So I think maybe go back up on a Knight, because we're on the play now. Maybe down on the Rampages. Those do kill Dream Trawlers. Maybe just ditch the Rankles. He's got some pretty good blocks for Rankles. Rankle's a good top end, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on the play. Do we just not do as much of the single target removal that we do on the draw? Maybe that's where the difference is. Don't want to go down a land. That's always silly talk to think about that. 12, 18, 20, 24. We're at 24 and we're happy with 24. The Rampage, Remorse, maybe down to Duress. I think down to Duress because we have Remorse and Drillbit, and Duress is a little less versatile. He does have a lot of creatures in game 2 and 3 compared to his game 1 because he brings in extra Archons and Dream Trawlers and stuff like that. Play first, please. We also mulliganed that last game, I think. So this one, we have a Duress. We've got Drill Bits and Light Up the Stage, but we don't have Spectacle for these. I think I'm still going to keep it, but we don't have a way to Spectacle those, so this may be bad juju for us. We will still Duress turn 1 in case, for any reason, our turn 2 we find a creature to play, so that we actually got that first Duress on time, because sometimes what it's nice to do is just kind of wait and do a slow roll to duress so that they have more cards in hand and they've kind of played, they've played a couple lands, they've drawn a couple more cards, because turn 2 and 3 people are more likely to have a duressable target than turn 1, but we do expect some Letus represents a blocker that we don't like. Teferi we can just Angrass Rampage. Okay, Tybalt's good, but again, we just don't have a way to get to this 3 mana yet. Okay. Now he might bounce it, in which case we will not Rampage, we'll just replay this Crusader. Okay, he's got a veto, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to Drillbit. We're just going to destroy his hand right now, because we've got all these Spectacle cards. And once we have a safe, clear path for the Light of the Stage, that's when we're going to do Light of the Stage. So we'll Light up the Stage next. And we'll probably Drillbit. Okay, we have a way to get rid of Dream Trawler. Question is, does he draw a response in the meantime? If he plays Teferi and bounces our chick, we don't like that. So I think it is force him to try to shatter the sky this next turn. Okay, he's not shattering the sky, which is fine with us. Question is, I think we have a Rampage for the Dream Trawler, but he's going to get a wall soon. So it's, can we kill the wall? So I like lighting up the stage and playing Tybalt. I think those are both good options here. I wouldn't mind. We can wait one more turn for the Remorse because he can't play Dream Trawler this turn, and we'll be able to play 2 Remorses. So that's fine. Oh, decisions. So it's Tybalt or Kroxa. Kroxa just doesn't do anything for us yet. Doot. Okay, we have to Remorse this next turn to get rid of that Dream Trawler, because even though we have the Rampage, it's just not going to kill it on the current board state. So what we have to do is force a board wipe from him, killing his own wall, and then the next time he plays a Dream Trawler after that is when we can actually do anything successful. Or he board wipes now, and then we have Rampage for his first Dream Trawler. Tybalt is going to stop him from gaining life next turn from the Letus. Any absorbs he's got won't heal him. Probably Remorse into Kroxa if we don't draw anything special. We're looking for another Spectacle card, because those Spectacle cards are so great for us because they are just 1 mana plays. Okay, so there's the board. Means we're actually pretty fine leaving the Chickadoo in his hand, the Dream Trawler. Nope, we're just going to get the Dream Trawler. Check. Do some damage to him. Play us a land and get us a Demon. Okay, we got enough to escape Kroxa. That's good. Probably not Remorsing until we have a way to force him to draw a card. We might Remorse right now, because whatever he's putting top, he's probably putting something good to his hand. Question is if he's smart enough to... We don't have enough black mana to do Kroxa and the Remorse. And I think we need to do the Kroxa. Problem is he might have an Elspeth Conquers Death. He put 2 on top, so he intentionally put 1 into his hand, and he's intentionally putting 1 on the top of his deck. So what's in his hand right now could be a counterspell for Kroxa, in which case we want to do the Agonizing Remorse. What he has in his hand could just be a dead land, so that when we remorse we don't get anything. In my opinion, I'd probably just put... Like if he found 2 good cards, there's a good card in hand, a good card on top. If he found 1 good card, the good card is on top of the deck right now, and the bad card's in his hand. So... I'd rather have a turn where I can remorse and Kroxa. So I think what I'll do is I'll just... Oh, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do. We'll wait till we can remorse and Kroxa at the same time. Just put a couple more demons into the field. Okay, so it was a counterspell. So we played correctly. That makes me feel much better about all things in life. Okay, and this one should be a good card too, since he put it on top. So... probably remorse it, whatever it is. If it's a flash omen, then... Okay, so it was just a land? Castle. He wanted his castle really good. Okay, so he juked me there. What do we want to exile? We want to exile Teferi because he can get it back with Birth of Melina. Not Birth of Melina, with Elspeth Conquers Death. So that turn we should have played the Kroxa. Okay, attack. If he blocks the knight, then we do not pump it. If he does not block the knight, which he did not. I can never tell with this game if we're stopping after blockers, right? Okay, so this red mana issue, we are going to change it after this game. This mountain needs to be a temple or something, because that is not the first time. Now he does have an attack on Tybalt. I don't know if that's the play he should be going for. He doesn't have enough white mana to activate both castles. Okay, so Kroxa represents 3 damage, and the Devil represents 1 damage, so we win the game. Good game. Do, 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 do. He did the math. Winners, winners. It's always nice beating a blue-white control in one of your first matches. I think this is like the second match I've played overall. The first one was against the Buddy, direct challenge. So it's good to know that the deck is sound. And yeah, so we do videos every day. If you want to see more of those, please subscribe. The actual big challenge, though, I have for you right now is please find someone that you talk Magic with, or you know plays Magic, or that might like these kind of videos. Share with them your favorite video so far, whether that's this one or one of the previous decks we've done, and just kind of get the word out there, kind of show other people, and share this with others. And that's all I've got for you today, so have a good day. Bye.